Okay, I should be live. I see meters working. I have to start off the clocks because I just do. Oops, I don't even have the white clock in there yet, do I? Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and start it anyway, and then I will poke it in here. Sorry, gang, I'm just running late today. I need to do this. White clock, where did it go? Okay, here we go. I'm going to shrink that because that's just taking up too much stuff there. Come on. What the hell's going on here? Why is it being so hinky? Sorry, gang, I'm just... technical difficulties. Oh, man, why is this fucking not working right? It's like my mouse is broken. Come on, stop freaking out on me. Zowie. I wish I'd waited to go live because I don't want to have to be fiddling with this stuff in front of you guys, but I guess just saying my fucking trackball will not work. It's like it's going haywire. If I move it at all just to see what it's doing, it's like, holy mackerel, just stop moving around. You know, screw it. We're not gonna have the white clock there, I guess, because I can't make anything work tonight. Forget it. This is just getting too fucking frustrating. I can't make anything work. Actually, I'm just gonna do this. Then fuck it. Yeah, for right now, I might try to add it again later. But holy mackerel, let me get everything going so I can say hi to everybody. And let me see if the gaming part is working properly. That seems to be fine. All right. Let me do this. Those things are going like that. And let me scroll up and see what comments have been going on here. And of course, now everything's... Oh, man. All right. Hey, Rob. Hey, Rich. How's it going? Hey, Stephanie. Justin. Bill Nye, the Whisper Guy. Hey, Ryan. Thanks for the flowers, Rob. Hey, Justin. Hey, Sunny Thief. Geekswall. Hey, Nubby Plays Bass. By your count. No, there's not going to be any extra time tonight. I should say the swear jar. I don't have a swear jar. So you know what, I want to try and add that white clock back in because that helps me keep track of what's going on because I have too many other things open and it shows up in the OBS, so it is useful for me for it to be there. Party confetti. Oh, is that what it is? That looks like a bouquet of flowers to my bad eyes from this distance. Let's try this one more time. If I can get this to freaking work. All right, let's see if we can get to here. Just go slow. Don't do any wacky nonsense, man. I like having to barely move the trackball to get it to... And it sticks really badly. And I just cleaned it, too. What the hell's going on with it? It's like the optical sensor might be fripping out. Getting too sensitive, I guess. All right, that's good enough, I guess. Let's make it a little bit bigger. If I can, come on. I'll have to do. Let's just put it up here. That way, and then let's go to here. All right. What have I missed so far? Yeah, you know, it's what happens, Rob. You get old and your eyes go bad. You're 50 minutes. No, not my back is not in good shape, so I've been kind of out of commission the past couple of days, so no extra time tonight. To be honest, I was considering canceling tonight, but I thought, you know what? If I'm going to be sitting around anyway, I might as well be sitting around doing this. So, and so what am I going to do tonight to start off with? Plus, I've been eating a fair amount of, I've been eating the prescribed amount of muscle relaxers, but cyclobenzaprine makes me feel a little kind of, I don't know if groggy is quite the right word, but that's, I guess, as close a word as I can get. You know, I don't know. Hey, do some eye exercise, man. Maybe you can keep it at bay. You're welcome, Rob. Okay, I'm going to play some Mastermind, I think, to just start off with, because I'm feeling somewhat uninspired in the moment. So I think Mastermind is a good idea. So let's go. Let's see. Go to this bit here. There we go. Oops. We'll play that later. I feel like playing Mastermind tonight. Oh, I played Octortle this morning. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, so we won't be playing Octortle tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll go there just to play the practice bit, but not likely. Anyway, okay. So now let me get to there. Let's go to there. Okay. And I need to do this too, so I can keep track of what's what. No. Anyway, okay. Can I make this work properly? We'll put the red ones in. There we go. Red is not in the puzzle. You know, maybe I'll play Nordle then. Oh, why did I do the white? I usually don't do the white. I guess I'm just out of sorts. That's all there is to it. All right, so it doesn't go there. Let's put it in there with yellow. That's strange. It looks so weird because I'm so used to doing it in a particular pattern, right? And maybe it's good for your brain to do that once in a while, even if it's just a tiny change, you know what I mean? Just to make it go, Hey, what do you know? So which one of the greens is right? I don't know. Let's do that. Let's put in the pink. Okay, we didn't pick the right green. Let's put that there. Put that there. Let's try the black. And again, I'm just not doing the black and purple with the two left spots because I don't have a location for green yet. And what I do now, oops, what am I doing? There, jeez. So that the black one now goes there, and the green one goes here, and the purple one goes there, and voila, there we go. Alright, let's try to go red. And no reds. Let's go to blue. Yeah, there's a blue. And let's try the yellows. And no yellows, but we got a place for blue. And now let's try the greens. Nope, no green. pink's in it, but where? I don't know. Let's toss in the white. Okay, white's in it. We don't know where. And pink can't be the correct one for, well, I'm sure everybody gets that idea by now, but okay. And I feel like I have a sneeze coming, which I don't like the idea of, frankly. Oh man, so which one? Well, we know it can't be, I can't switch the pink with black because that would just put us back to there, and that's not going to work. Because then the white has nowhere to go, obviously, right? So I'm going to say, let's leave the black alone. Do this, and do this, and see what that gets us, shall we? What do you know? Salmon, huh? I like salmon. I think I like most fish, to be honest. I'm sure there's some that I, maybe some that I haven't had somewhere that I. Although, I just remembered there's this stuff, I've never eaten it, but I saw it on this show out of the UK called Travel Man. And which was, I think it was Richard Ayoade. Who did it before Richard Ayoade? Was it Stephen Fry? I think it was Richard Ayoade, though, but I think they were in one of the northern countries like Sweden or Norway or something like that. And there's this fermented fish thing that I think was supposed to be like a snack treat kind of a thing, if I remember right. But they said it was just like this weird fermented fish thing that I guess they like up there, but it does not sound at all appealing to me. Maybe it was some kind of lozenge or something. Maybe it was, I don't remember what it was, but fermented fish just doesn't sound good to me. Alright, so it wasn't that one, but we got the blue anyway, so which green? And alright, still don't have it, but I think we can figure that out now, right? That goes like that, and the green should go like that. And now let's put in the black and see what we get. What do you know? We got it. Okay. What are my views on AI? Where do I begin with? So I think AI can probably be pretty useful. You know what I mean? If you're using it as a tool. I use AI as a tool once in a while. Not any of it. Mostly it's just I tend to use DuckDuckGo as a search engine. And they've got an AI thingamabob that I use it to help me search things. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to buy something, I bought a push lawnmower a while back. So, because there's just this one small patch of area that I need to mow. And I didn't have a mower, and I don't like using the weed whacker because if I turn wrong, I can, screw up my back. Well, screw up my back worse than it already is. And anyway, so I bought a push mower, but when I was looking to decide which push mower, I was searching online for information on push mowers. And anyway, so I use AI for stuff like that personally. My dad is currently working on making his Jonas Watcher. If any of you guys know, my dad wrote this few books that's kind of a noir sort of, like Dashiell Hammett sort of thing, you know what I mean, that kind of. Anyway, he's trying to convert his book into a graphic novel, and he's using AI to help him draw the images because he's not really an artist. So he's using it to make things happen for him. And I think that's fine too, as long as you're transparent about the fact that you're, using a tool, right? I mean, you're not using AI and then trying to make everybody convinced that, you had some crazy skill that you don't have. I don't like people doing counterfeit crap. And that's basically the thing, right? If you're using AI to there's those channels that do, oh, you just go in here, you type a prompt, and it'll give you a script, and then you use this other piece of software that will take your script and make a video that associates with it, and then you can also have, you know, a text-to-speech thing, you know, and next thing you know, you've got a whole video after, you know, 5 minutes of effort. I cannot stand that kind of crap. But if you're using it as a tool to assist you in doing things, then I think that's fine. Also, though, I've seen a couple of, what's her name? Oh man, it's a woman, and she does research into AI, and she does commentary and stuff on YouTube about it. I can't think of her name. Anyway, I watched one of her sort of video essays. Actually, I've seen a couple of them recently. And she was talking about some of these studies where it's actually kind of screwing up people's, you know, cognitive abilities, because they're becoming reliant on AI. They're letting AI do work for them rather than using AI as a tool. So there's my big problem. I think AI is fine, you know, but, you know, I have this fear that there's going to be a bunch of people, just because of the way that, you know, big business is, you know, totally glommed onto AI. Everything is AI. Everything is AI. It's just like, man, it's like people using AI. Well, I see all these ads for, I don't remember who it is, but it's a PDF sort of thing, right? It's, you know, and it's like the big deal's, oh, it'll make it easier for you to do things, and blah, 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 blah. And they make it seem all, you know, very flowery and nice. And I'm looking at it, and at the way the ad is going, I'm going, oh, so there's going to be this homogenized race to the bottom of all communication now, isn't there? You know what I mean? It's like, holy mackerel, what are we doing to ourselves? I don't know. I think it is. I think we're being very stupid about our usage of it. So, yeah, but, you know, yeah, so I don't know. I hope that made sense. You know, I may or may not. I've been trying to, been rolling around in my head if I want to start using AI to make my thumbnails, because I think I suck at making I like making them. I think it's kind of corny and whatever and silly, and I'm not that good at, you know. I'm not really a graphic artist, but I kind of have fun doing it. So I don't know. Who do I have? Okay, I don't want that. I want this. Right? Yeah, okay, and then we want to try, there we go. Yeah. And what do you know? Okay. You know, Fathom, that might be it. That does sound very familiar. Yeah, that could very well be it. That does seem kind of familiar. Hey Ryan, how's it going? I am doing okay, except for my back sucks, but you know, I'm trying to keep a good attitude. How about that? All right, let's try another one here. Thanks, Geekswall. I've mostly been trying to figure out, because my views have tanked again. Like all of a sudden, they've just tanked again. And last week, I think I told you guys, I got a thing from YouTube saying that that was covering the date amount, or the date range, and it gave me this notification saying that it had miscounted my views, and that blah blah blah, they were doing something and they were going to correct it. And then yesterday, the day before, I got an email notification saying that I can't do live links again, and I can't pin people anymore. And it's like, I don't understand what's going on. I think that there's an element of YouTube that is absolutely 100%, that there's a culture of sadism. You know what I mean? Oh, here's the thing. I'm not even sure, maybe I should say this, you know, on their thing, the AI will hear me, you know what I mean? Here, you know what, I'm going to come back to this in a second. I'm going to take a break. So let me get this stuff set up here. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the break right now, and I'll be right back. scene, and everything looks back to normal. I'm here, back from break. Let's see, what did I miss? Oh, before I continue reading the comments and getting caught up with that. Okay, so here's a kind of fucked up bit of news. So it turns out that I know a human who knows somebody that works at YouTube. So how's that for a fine thing? And so they called the person that they know at YouTube to say that they could go, hey, you work at YouTube, and I have this friend who had this bad thing happen to him. And he explained, to the best of his ability to this person at YouTube what my situation was. And the guy said, man, that really sucks, but I can't help him. If he got caught helping me, they'd terminate him. So how's that for fucked up culture? So anyway, I've been, very angry about that. Back buddies, bad back buddies. Okay, what? Okay, thanks, Geekswell. Centaurs, those who use. That's an interesting terminology, centaurs, huh? Yeah, but there you go. I mean, so it's kind of in line with my own thinking, isn't it? But you guys know how I am, right? Humans, humans should be doing things to help humans. I mean, that's kind of my whole, the whole atheist anarchist advocating agape, right? I mean, I'm an anarchist because I think we should be able to organize ourselves in societies where we can eliminate oppressive relationships, right? We should be working together cooperatively, collaboratively, right? I firmly believe that. It's our survival strategy. That's observable biological behavior. There is no controversy to that statement. We are a social species. Human beings can only survive because of other human beings, period. We are our own best resource. And the fact that here in the United States in particular, we screw each other in our system, right? The power structure is such that we just get screwed as a collection of humans. That's just horrible. Humans should be helping humans, Yeah. Stephanie, I'm not so angry at that guy. Or maybe you're not angry at him, you're just angry at the system, and maybe I misinterpreted your text, because he's got a job, it probably pays well, But you're right, the culture is just, anyway, I'd like to move on. Let's not dwell on that, please, because otherwise I'm going to aggravate myself, and that doesn't make for good ASMR. So I just thought I'd let you guys know, just because, you guys are kind of, more than just idiots that watch me on live stream, you know what I mean? I suppose it's a bit parasocial or whatever, but, I've come to kind of think of you guys as real humans, that you are, at least in some way, part of my life. So I thought it was, worth being sort of upfront and honest about what the situation was, and you know what some stuff was that was in my head. Anyway. I don't know. I doubt it, Rob, because I kind of got the feeling that the guy, well, I wasn't there, obviously, but I kind of got the feeling that the guy was like going, don't, I'm sorry, I just can't help you. And it was kind of like that. Was that just close the, close the door on it. Angry ASMR might be a thing. Parasocial's all you've got. Well, then, welcome, Rob, so. Okay, yeah, right on, Stephanie. Sorry that I misinterpreted that at first. Okay, let's go back, because I got a game that I didn't finish yet. So, up. And let me move OBS out of the way. Oops, hang on, I need to burp here. Hi. Interesting. No, I never even thought about trying that, Justin. Although I have to wait because, well, you know, I could do it maybe at the state level because, oh crap, I just, Swalwell was my representative until just recently. And, you know, I don't know that I thought he was the greatest guy ever, but he seemed to be okay, and he seemed to work for our district. So I thought, you know, I have voted for him in the past. I don't know if I voted for him the most recent time, probably. Just because of who else was the option, I don't remember. Yeah, that's something I should look into. That might be I tried the Better Business Bureau, and that didn't do any good. And it has been suggested, I know I've even talked about it on here, that, you know, trying to sue them for it. I'm setting that aside because of, I don't remember what gave me the idea in the first place, but now that this guy's, you know, said what he said about getting canned if he helped me, I'm fearful that if I did try to sue YouTube for it, that they would find a way of being petty and then throwing me off the platform. You know what I mean? They seem to be really kind of messed up in a lot of ways. I don't get it. I mean, to me, it looks like they're, you know, they're not poor. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to doing the thing here. Okay, so we know that white's going to have to take where yellow is, and yellow has to move to the last available spot. And those are both going to be in position now, so let's do black and purple. And this will either be 2 whites and 2 reds, or vice versa. And, yeah, let's see. Oh, got them all right. There you go. It's like the Better Business Bureau thing. Sorry, I have to get this out of my head now. I don't think they ever got a response from a human, because the stuff that they forwarded to me was the exact same stuff that I was sent every time I've tried to contact a human on X. You know what I mean? I bet that they have barely anybody working there as a human anymore. I should have. I know. Well, next time I get, because it's actually my niece's partner, which is odd because like he's known about my situation since last fall. You know what I mean? And it's like he just like a couple of weeks ago was like, "Hey, I know somebody." It's like, dude. Well, of course it wouldn't have mattered because the person couldn't help me. But crap. Now which one's what? I'll say that yellow's probably right. No, I wanted to. There we go. All right, anyway, so let's, yeah, I keep saying I'm going to get off the topic, so let's get off the topic. Come on, what's going on? There we go, jeez. My trackball is just, what is its problem, man? It's not that old either. Holy mackerel. Still not there. Let's put the yellow one up here. How about, let's try the black one then. Nope, it's going to be purple then, isn't it? What else could it be? Unless I somehow skipped a color or something. I have done that in the past. All right. What do you know? Okay, here we go. Thanks, Stephanie. The best kind of pickle. You know, I don't eat pickles that often. I mean, they're okay on a burger now and again, but I have pulled them out of burgers too sometimes. I actually like, if I'm using it in a sandwich or something like that or whatever, I prefer sweet pickle relish. But there's a couple of companies that I've got relish from before that they don't just use cucumbers, right? You know what I mean? There's other kind of diced up vegetables in there. I mean, I couldn't tell you what else. I'm assuming that there's, you know, peppers or something in it or whatever, but Feisty, how's it going? I have eaten pickles by themselves when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I liked dill pickles. I had it. My dad had a friend that was, one of those work colleagues that becomes friends kind of thing. Since I'm just talking, and I just finished this game, let's go back to here. So it's like there we go. And he made his own pickles, and so he would bring my sister and I pickles now and again, and we go, oh, thank you. But yeah, after a while, I just kind of go, eh. Yeah. Anyway, so what should I do? I'll come back to playing some games later. I also have K-Diamond set up, but you know what? I've been doing fermenting. I kind of fell off the bandwagon of the fermenting for a minute, but I'm trying a batch for me right now it's in the big gallon jug as a wort. I don't know if that's the right term for gingerbug stuff, but it's the same concept, right? You just do that, and then once it kind of gets going, I'll distribute it along the bottles, and that'll be that. And then I did a thing for my dad in a couple of quart bottles. But anyway, it's what's it? Celestial Seasonings, lemon honey drop or whatever. So I'm going to see if it's trying to make a lemon soda. See how that goes. And then, of course, I also made myself some kombucha. The upshot of that is my jar is dirty because it's been in use for the fermentation. So what I'm going to do, I usually take my 10 o'clock pill before the show. I mean, you know what I mean? Just because 10 o'clock happens during the show, and I figured, I don't need to be worrying about my pill while I'm dealing with the show. Anyway, so here's that pill bottle. It's empty. When I dig that, man. How's that for? My sister gave me that. That's my pill bottle. And if you look at it this way there, and here's the lid for it. So it goes. Right? I like it. Anyway. But, here, dig this. It's different, but I like it. Oh, yeah. Well, that's because my niece, who lived in that room before with her boyfriend, she moved to San Bernardino because I think I told you guys that this was happening. She got a job working for the county down there for their crime scene stuff. That's what she went to school for, like the CSI type stuff. Oops. Anyway, so her boyfriend, they went down there. They moved just the other day, actually. And actually, I guess they arrived yesterday. I guess they left really early Friday morning. What is that, Low G Uploads? Thanks, man. I'm glad you like the videos. Anyway, so there's people... So Jarrell, who isn't biologically related to me or anybody else in the house, frankly, but he lives with us. He's a family friend. And so he's moving from the room he was in, which is over there, to the room that's here. And then I guess my other nephew, Tommy, who is my step-nephew, I guess, because it's my sister's stepson, he's moving from the room that he has now into the room that Jarrell was in. So they're kind of... Jarrell, because the room above me is bigger than the room that Jarrell was in, so he's moving into a bigger room. And Tommy's going to take Jarrell's room because it's a little bit bigger than his room. You know what I mean? So there's some musical rooms going on upstairs, and yeah. suddenly desirous of doing a different thing. So you know, I have not. That might be a decent idea for a video. You know, here's the thing that I have also not done. Actually, I'll see which one. I'll bring one of them over because you've seen a couple of them in that video. I have a collection of masks that are from around the world, and Bill MaxVoxPax is a great guy. I guess that's an amusing name. I'm not sure what to make of that, but heebie-jeebie. Anyway, so I have a whole big collection of masks, and I keep intending to make a show and tell out of them, but they're in a box for storage right now because I don't know where to put them up. You know, I mean, this place is just kind of, well, it's haphazard at best at the moment. And yeah, mostly just because I got lazy and I haven't sorted out a lot of stuff that needs sorting out. And I have stuff in boxes. It's like been in boxes from a couple of moves ago, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I should probably just break those out, see what the hell's in them still. And because if I haven't been using it, I probably don't need it, you know what I mean? So oh, thanks, Justin. Yeah, I've been thinking I'm going to do yeah, you know, I don't know if I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know that I'm going to do strict biographical videos. I think what I'm more likely going to do is just do ramble videos where I get nostalgic, you know what I mean? So it'll be biological, you know, not necessarily biological, but, you know, biographical information. But I'm not going to worry about trying to do a timeline or anything like that, you know what I mean? So there's unavoidably going to be repeat, you know what I mean? But, you know, as I have said before, there is value in repetition. So, okay, so what do I want to do next? I was thinking I wanted to do a different trigger. I feel kind of, I think it's because of the muscle relaxer, you know what I mean? I don't feel as, oddly enough, paradoxically, I don't think my hands feel as steady as, so I don't know. Okay, you know, let's do, I like the, oh, and I have bad news. Oh, you know what? I was just going to say I have bad news because the bag, the crinkly bag that holds the green suit for the mind test stuff, finally it just kind of fell apart, became, you know. So I put it in a plastic bag I got from a grocery store a while back because I didn't have my Herr Knott. That was my German teacher in high school. That's funny. I guess you do watch it enough because, you know, that's an odd detail to pull out of nowhere, you know. Oh, anyway, but I just realized that when I bought the green suit, I wanted one that had, well, like the one that you guys see me use, so like the head comes off and the gloves come off, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I wanted one that did that, but the one that I picked automatically came with another suit where the gloves and the head don't come off, so if you wear it, you're just stuck in the green suit and there's no eye holes or anything, you know what I mean? And I just never used that one really. So I forget it's there. Hey Ben, good to see you, man. I hope you've been getting some sleep. Sometimes I worry about you, man. But I'm glad you're here nonetheless, and I hope that you get some sleep after this. Thanks for passing that on, Ben. Oh, crap. That's break time, and I haven't been paying attention. So, all right, I'm going to take a break. And, oh, for anybody who is new, Um, uh, Ben Larson, who just showed up and said aloha and all of that, he's the guy that made this graphic that I'm about to use. So there you go. Give Ben some kudos for this one. Okay, eyes back. And what have I missed since I left? Oh, right on. Well, I'm glad that things are working out in that regard, Ben, with the meds and stuff. And I hope it continues to be successful. Because, well, I know my life has improved since I, finally decided to actually get medical help for my issues rather than, try to do the white knuckle, I'm a man, I can take it kind of bullshit. Where does that crap come from? It's enculturation. That's where it comes from, Bill. Anyway, I'm glad things are working out for you a little bit better, Ben. That's fantastic to hear. Hey, Wishborn Angel. How's it going? Oh, I forgot to go get because I have a mask that's sitting on top of the box, and I don't think it's one of the ones I showed you guys before, so I was going to bring it over and just sort of do a preview of coming attractions kind of thing. Wow, time off. Right on, Ben. With pay. Fantastic. Are you going to do anything? You going to go anywhere? Take a little trip, maybe? Although you might want to stay as far north as possible. I understand that Europe is undergoing some unusual heat this summer. Oopsie daisy, come here. Let's not go banging things around, Bill. And all right, so we all know how much I love this one. Especially because, well, not especially, but I like the sound, but I also like the fact that it's it's the chroma green color, right? So, you know what I mean? It shows up as, right? For me, I think I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, Wishmore. Let's do this. I like this noise. What are my thoughts on living in California? Well, I like it for the most part. I mean, California tends to have good weather. It's pretty mild. this part I live in is mostly pretty mild. I used to live in San Diego County, which in the summer would get, especially the eastern part of San Diego. I usually lived in La Mesa, El Cajon sort of area. And it would get pretty hot out there, out that way. But yeah, most of California is pretty reasonable temperature-wise. I mean, we do have the mountains that get snow, and we have, well, the Mojave Desert is in California, you know what I mean? Which is Death Valley. It's like, well, it is what it is, isn't it? It's fucking Death Valley. But let's see, culturally, it's reasonably diverse. Like Orange County tends to be pretty conservative. Most of the state is reasonably progressive. I'm probably more progressive than most of the state, but if I was given $1 million to move to Wyoming, would I? I don't know. I'd have to understand more of a context. I mean, if somebody was just going to go, here's $1 million, but now you have to go move to Wyoming, no. There'd have to be, there'd have to be some other motivation behind, somebody just paying me to go to Wyoming. I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. Oh yeah, didn't I thought I saw that comment, Ben. Didn't I not respond to it? Yeah, behind you. I thought I had seen that. Well, I'll double check then, because it seems familiar. Well, there's a thing that happens with the YouTube at the back end, because there's a part that's a little tab for those of you who aren't content creators. There's a tab that's called Community, and you can go there and it'll show you all the comments on all your videos. You know what I mean? So you can just go to one place to respond to all the comments, except for it doesn't always show me all the comments. Because I'll see the stuff, and because it tells you when they come in, and it's where the most recent are at the top of the list, kind of thing. And but there'll be times I'll do it, and then there'll be one that'll show up, and it'll be from a couple of weeks ago, and it's like, but I was just here the other day. Why wasn't this here? You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that sounds like that comment is familiar to my memory, Ben. So I don't know. I'll just go double check what's up with that. Well, a hypothetical $1 million. Maybe there's more to the, depending on what the actual circumstance really is. You know what I mean? Maybe, I mean, because $1 million, if I actually have to go and get myself settled and find some place to live and all these things and what, I don't know. It's I guess it's a lot of money, but money is not the most important thing to me. You know what I mean? Clearly, it's not. I mean, I would love to have more money, mostly because I could, I don't know. It makes me think of, I never saw it, but it's my understanding that the Magic Christian is, that's kind of the plot, right? That the guy is he's doing this sort of things like, will you ... if I gave you money kind of thing. $1 billion not taxed. I would probably, if I had $1 billion, I would, where would I live? That's a good question, man. I would probably have a residence near where my dad and sister would live. I assume that they would want to stay here in California. I figure I'd probably give them each, $250 million, I guess. Maybe a little bit more than that, I don't know. I don't know that I would need much more than a couple of $1 million for myself, because, I'd spend most of that on equipment, you know what I mean? And I don't know. So I'd have a permanent place to live here in California, and then I would travel whenever I could afford it. I don't know. That would be largely it. Yeah, there's a true thing about that, Ben. I mean, there's a lot of people that who win the lottery and then their life doesn't go so well because they don't, money can be kind of a. Well, how's the original quote go? Something out that it's the love of money that is the root of all evil, if I remember properly. And most people just say money is the root of all evil. It's like, man, money is inert. Billionaire Bill. I mean, in truth, money has no value except in the instance of exchange, right? It's fiat money. It has it has value because we believe it has value. It's a tool, I wouldn't bother suing YouTube. You know what I mean? If I had money like that, then I wouldn't even bother with the like and subscribe crap. You know what I mean? I'd just make my videos, and that would be that. I mean, if I had that kind of money, I would pay people to do stuff around the house and in the garden. You know what I mean? And I would do nothing but travel, meet people, have fun, play music, and make ASMR. I mean, that would be my entire life. Yeah, there you go, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Here's how about you got 50,000 US per month? How would that change my life? That's quite a bit of money. Well, the first thing I would do is I would ask my dad, what does he want done to the house? And then I would just do that, because that's enough money that I could easily pay for any kind of renovation and stuff that my dad might want. I would say, dude, do you have any debt that you need paid off? How much do you want? And I'd give him that. Money is evil. You're in immense debt. I could make BuildTube. That's an interesting idea. Although I don't, let's see, it's like, because what is that, 50 grand a month? That's what, $600,000 a year? That's not bad. I mean, I could do a lot of stuff with that. Here's one thing I would really like to do if I had tons and tons of money. I'd like to start an R&D firm that was for material science specifically, in how to recycle stuff, effectively, and make it so it's scalable. Like there's this one guy that my dad showed me a video, or he didn't show me, he sent me a link to a video. I might have talked about this before. That he's using recycled plastic to make essentially bricks. But they're building bricks. But they work really well because they have very good compressive as well as tensile strength. I mean, as compared to any other building brick, apparently. I don't know. I find that kind of thing appealing. So yeah, it would be a thing. And that would be a thing that I would just fund. I wouldn't even worry about it, whether it turned a profit. It would just be like, look, we need to find scalable solutions. Oh wow, right on. Well, I hope I hope the PT goes well for you. When I haven't been in a long time, but did I watch the World Cup? I didn't, which is kind of odd because I usually do catch World Cup fever. You know what I mean? Since when's the first time I actually got into it? I think it was like the late 80s or early 90s. So, that kind of time frame. Otherwise, I typically don't watch football. I mean, well, not American football, just football, what the rest of the world calls football. And part of the reason I didn't watch it this year is because of the fiasco of it. You know, I mean, the our current resident in Pennsylvania Avenue, the monster that he is just everything he touches is, it's like he's, you know, anti-Midas, although Midas screwed his life up, right? That's kind of the thing, isn't it? But the thing is Trump has the same thing, and everything becomes absolutely useless, but everything he touches turns into crap. Yeah, Ben, I have been thinking about that. Oh, did some games actually look rigged? Well, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking for the whole, like them giving him this phony peace prize, and it's just like some of the economic issues about ticket prices and stuff, and it's just like, man, what the hell is going on? You know, I don't know. Anyway, Erling, is that the Norwegian guy? That guy is good, isn't he? I've seen clips of him, so I didn't actually watch any games, but I did see clips of him. Man, that guy is good. Also, he's like a very charismatic, charming guy, isn't he? You know what I mean? It's pretty easy to just like. And I saw some videos of somebody was saying that he and his sister look a lot alike, and so it was like she was, you know how he's got that weird walk that he does. Yeah, I was very impressed with him. That boy is going places, man. Oh man, stop, go back, come on. Do that and do that. Just go back to normal, please. Thank you. Jeez Louise, you silly freaking camera. Holy mackerel. Hey, the last note high. Yeah, I mean, every time I hear more about his stats and stuff and whatever, I mean, because my brain doesn't hold on to stats, but man, yeah, man. Wow, that's weird. I did not know that about him in the music stuff. Yeah, I mean, and here's another thing. He seems to be really well adjusted. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem like he lets the whole fame and stuff, it doesn't seem like it goes to his head. He doesn't seem like a prima donna or anything like that. You know what I mean? He just seems like a good guy. He plays for a rival club. Yeah, but some people are just good to watch them play. You know, somebody's so good at a sport. It's like, I don't tend to follow teams in a way where I go, oh, that's my team. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know, it just doesn't. I mean, when I was a kid, I did, because, well, when I was a kid, right, I know I've said this before, but, so I was born in 65, so when I was a kid, during the 70s, I was very lucky here in the Bay Area, because the Oakland A's were amazing, right, at that time period, and the Oakland Raiders were amazing at that time period, you know what I mean? So it was like, as a kid living in Hayward, which is just south of Oakland, right, that was fantastic, you know? But then after that, I kind of just, you know, I don't know, I just lost interest in it, really. Oh, you know, yeah, well, let's see, there is some news on the garden. I got a bunch of succulents because my one niece that moved out to Florida, her partner, he just left a couple of days ago to go meet up with her, because they took her out and then he came back for the rest of their stuff. I'm not sure why they did it in two ways like that, but they did. Anyway, so he had a bunch of succulents and stuff, and so he gave me a bunch of them. So that was on their little patio. So I got about, I don't know, a bunch. Well, I don't know. He didn't give me all their stuff, but I got some of them. And yeah, so I'm going to add some succulents. I did remove some meshing that we had to get around some of the plants because I wasn't sure what was getting at them. I thought it might have been the deer coming and nibbling on stuff, so I tried to, but it wasn't them, so I'm not sure what it is. But mostly what I've been doing is on the parts that where I haven't planted anything, I have to, continue my vigilance at trying to keep weeds out because I don't use pesticides, so I pull them. I think I might have told you guys that my sister bought, oops, break time. Well, I'll just finish this thought and then I'll take a break. My sister and her husband bought my dad a mandarin orange tree that we're going to plant in the front yard, kind of on the side over there. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Anyway, so I will take a break and I will be back, guys. So what do you think about that? I don't know that if this one was in that video from before. This is from Thailand. At least that's what the tag says on the back. Now, these are all gifts to me from my friends who have been to places and brought them back from vacation typically. A couple of the ones I have that are from Sri Lanka are actually, they were purchased here in the States, but they were imported from Sri Lanka. I think I may have showed you one of those. It was the red one. It's a red firehead. Yeah, I just love these things. Oh man, I know I've told this story before, but it just aggravates me when the way certain people do things or say things or have ideas about things. But I had people, this is also when I was still living in San Diego, because I had all my masks up in the living room when I was still married. We had actually, a fairly domestic sort of situation. Anyway, there was people that was actually like, oh, but those are ones that are just made for tourists and the gringos kind of thing, right? And I was going, yeah, I know, but that's okay. I don't want somebody's actual ceremonial mask. I don't want to steal something from somebody where they've actually got, it's important to them in their culture. That's ridiculous. I want the thing that they made so that people like me can have them. It's like, oh, I like stuff that you make in your culture. Can you make a thing that I can admire and take home with me? That's what I fucking want, heebie-jeebie. Anyway, sorry I got all negative about it. That man, I must seriously have too much negativity in my head today. Yeah, no tracing yet, but there will be. Anyway, let me catch up on the comments here. When I was a kid, there was a youth soccer league. I'm assuming that there still is a youth soccer league, but soccer is not terribly popular here in the U.S. I mean, it's not non-existent, but it's just fairly obscure, I guess. Maybe obscure is not quite the right word, but yeah, I mean, not many people play it. Oh wait, it looks like I missed a couple. Okay, no, I think I'm caught up. Yeah, American football can be okay. It's it's certainly a very warlike game, right? You had a great day today. That's fantastic, Stephanie. Anything you care to share with the group, or are you content just to have us know that you had a great day? Oh, okay. So hopefully you'll be able to get a little bit of relief then, Ben. Yeah, that's what I hear. My friend Steve, who's in Chester, England. Well, actually, I guess it's the United Kingdom, but it's at the border of England and Wales, basically. Yeah, he's been complaining about the heat there too, and also my buddy in Ireland too. I mean, so it's like apparently, yeah, y'all are getting it. I mean, Zowie. I mean, and the temperatures they were saying are like kind of SoCal type temperatures. Like in Fahrenheit, like 90 and 90 plus type degrees. Have you broke 100 in Sweden yet, Ben, or is it not quite that hot? I mean, I hope it didn't, just because that kind of temperature could be really dangerous for, especially, vulnerable populations, right? Elderly, young, and that kind of thing. But, oops, and again, I never turned the stinking clock back right, so hang on. This scene, we'll have a longer than normal segment here. That's all right. If it gets too bad, I'll just, take a break early. Right now, I think I'm more or less okay, though. That's fantastic, Stephanie. I'm glad you had such a good day. Yeah, I will do crinkling next. No problem with that. Actually, you know what I might do? I think, hang on. Oh, well, you know what, Ben? I went and got here's the green suit that has the head and the gloves attached. I forgot about this one. So I still have one where the bag isn't totally screwed up. So yeah, I'll do some. Yeah, we'll do some crinkling here in just a few minutes. I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Nonk? I'm due just because I'm feeling a little antsy. I'm gonna go play some Mastermind, and then I'll come back and do some crinkling. Yeah, humid makes the heat worse, doesn't it? Humidity, yeah. Although I remember when I used to live in San Diego, we used to get this thing called a Santa Ana, which were these winds that they weren't humid, they were pretty dry, but they could be pretty brutal too. It was like a hairdryer blowing on you. You know what I mean? Literally, it's just like, oh my God, Yikes. I don't mind some politics here and there, but I don't want to dwell on it too much. I don't think the U.S. will invade any place. I think the orange one is a ridiculous buffoon. Um, you know, I yeah, I don't know. I would like to think that we're not going to invade either anybody anymore, right? We've already got this stinking thing with Iran, but that was he's doing somebody else's bidding there, isn't he? Uh, and that's just disgusting. So I don't think any of those influences have any interest in him invading Mexico, to be truthful. Uh, but it's not that I'm not into politics. I just find what's going on in the United States so frustrating and just basically wrong that it just makes me too angry that I tend to avoid it, just because otherwise I get way too, uncomfortable emotionally and all of that. Am I anti-gun? No, I'm not anti-gun, but I am pro-gun control, if that makes sense. Because here's the thing, man. I don't know where you're, the Ariel, I'm not sure where you're from or whatnot, but here in the United States, it's like we have so many, shootings that get classified as mass shootings that it's like you don't even hear about them all anymore. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. The number one cause of death for children and teenagers, etc. I mean, if you take the whole clump of the population, the biggest cause of mortality for that segment of our population is guns. You know what I'm saying? That's got to stop. That's just, that just needs to stop, So, yeah. If you're going to own guns, then we need to find a way of doing it in a manner that's responsible, that can keep people from getting hurt. And in truth, I want to lay it back at the people who own the guns. You know what I mean? I don't own guns. I don't buy guns. I don't make guns. I don't have anything to do with it. Where do the guns come from? Well, from all those places I just said. You know what I mean? So here's my thing. When I hear people like Ted Nugent say, well, you'll get my gun when you come take it over my cold dead body. It's like, well, if you push it to that, we will. Don't kid yourself. But here's the thing. Clean up your own fucking house. You know what I'm saying? Like people go, oh, you blue states and blah, blah, you get all these criminals and they come in there and they're using guns. Yeah, where did they get the guns? They crossed the border. Like in Illinois, it's, they cross the border into other places like Indiana and then bring the guns back. You know what I mean? So clean your own fucking house, Anyway, let's get off of that, please. Yeah, we do have guns at Walmart. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, the United States is so ridiculously irresponsible, Hopefully we can, I don't know, move past this nonsense soon and have things, I don't know. I like the success of Mamdani in New York has me thinking, yay, reasonably progressive stuff. All right. And like this. Anyway, so I don't want to talk about politics anymore. So that's the end of that. And what else we got? Hey, Huntsman, how's it going? I thought Obama did mostly okay. There's some issues around some of the drone stuff where there was innocents that got killed that I think was sucked and is horrible. I know that there are some that believe he should be taken in front of the International Criminal Court. And I tend to agree. Like, if he did a thing, then he should go stand up and face it, But we're not signatories to it, so it'll never happen, I'm not saying that, throw Obama in jail or anything like that. But if people have a thing, look, evidence says that you did this thing that you shouldn't have done, then that needs to be addressed. because until it does get addressed, then, you know, leaders won't take that stuff seriously. Anyway, so let's get on to, I'll save that bag till later. Oh, and here, you know what? I did save the shabby remains of that plastic bag, so I have that. Although it's not as nice without the suit in it. Bands I love to listen to. Okay, let's talk about that. That's a fun thing to talk about. I've been listening to a lot of krautrock lately. So like Can and Noi and who else is in that Spotify kind of clumps together with those. It's like Ashra. Oh man, my brain's going blank now. And Kraftwerk, right? I hope that's not too much. I've been listening to a lot of John Hassel lately. That's just a 180 centimeter thing. Yeah, they're all fairly old stuff from the past. It's like, you know, 70s and 80s. I actually think mostly 70s, to be truthful. Oh, I know I've mentioned them before, but I still really like them, is a band Witch. They're from Africa. And they're like, well, they're a rock band. They're kind of that raw rock. Kind of, anyway, their name, which is We Intend to Cause Havoc. Oh, you know what? That just reminded me of guys from Africa made me think of African American band called Bad Brains. I especially like the album Quickness. That's fantastic. I mean, there's a couple of songs on there that are a little problematic lyrically, but if you can ignore those ones, the rest of the album's really fantastic. I don't really play Grand Theft Auto type games. Well, I mean, you guys see the kind of games I play, you know. I tend to like things that are more kind of puzzly, or just, you know, silly, chill sort of thing. Yeah, I like a lot of electronic music. And speaking of old school electronic music, Wendy Carlos, right? Switched on Bach in the soundtrack for Clockwork Orange and stuff like that. Super amazing pioneer in using the early, you know, voltage synths, you know, analog stuff from back when. You're welcome, Ben. I know you really dig their crinkles, so. Oh, you know what I haven't done also? I'm surprised you haven't asked for it yet, Stephanie. I should do some beard brushing, I suppose, huh? So I gotta do the beard brushing. I gotta do some tracing. Of course, at the end, I'll do the mic brushing with the lullaby at the very end, of course. I might do the good old chunk of wood. I don't know why that amuses me so much, but it does. I feel like a little kid sometimes. It's just... Well, it is kind of old, Ariel. I mean, that's from, Switched on Bach is what, like, I want to say like 68, 69, something like that. It might even be a little bit later than that, but not much. And when did Clockwork Orange come out? That was in the 70s, I think. Right? Yeah, so it is pretty old. Kind of about as old as me. Has it grown a few inches, or is it just unruly? Let's do a little bit more. Let's get some variation on the crinkle, shall we? So let's just pick up the whole damn bag. The giant craft bag that holds all the other things. Yeah, Ray Charles is pretty amazing. B.B. King, right? John Lee Hooker and Howlin' Wolf. I really like Howlin' Wolf. Oh, Screaming Jay Hawkins. I Put a Spell on You. That's an amazing song, man. Look that one up if you haven't heard it. I put a spell on you because you're mine. That's not the right melody, but just as my voice was doing it, like that's not right. Yeah. Oh, not Howlin' Wolf, Howling Wolf. Like a wolf howls. He's the guy that did an album with Eric Clapton and a bunch of those guys in when it was like the Blues Breaker sort of era. Stevie Wonder is over the top good. Oh, and that brings to mind the song that Chaka Khan did with Rufus, Tell Me Something Good. That's a Stevie Wonder song. Yeah, when I was a kid, man, that's like, I guess I was in like 6th grade or something when what's that song, Sir Duke or whatever? Man, that was the song when I was younger. That just hit me like, wow. And the only thing that's hit me more impactfully than that, I think, as a youngster, well, a couple of them. One was the soundtrack for The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and the other was when I was a teenager and the first time I heard Jimi Hendrix. That just floored me. For better or for worse, listening to Jimi Hendrix is why I play electric guitar. Which, I know, economically it's kind of not been good for me, but a lot of that was down to bad decision making and being a fucked up blackout drunk. So. Yeah, he's fantastic. I've seen B.B. King, I don't know, maybe a dozen times or something like that. I think the person I've seen the most next would be Miles Davis. Man, Miles is, there you go. If you need some music to listen to, go listen to Bitches Brew. Or, well, any Miles Davis. But especially Bitches Brew, Sketches of Spain, Kind of Blue. That stuff, man. Miles is the man. And if you're looking for something a little more challenging, look up Ornette Coleman. Oh, and of course, Adrian Sherwood and African Head Charge. Man, if you don't know African Head Charge, go find out about African Head Charge. They are one of those bands. It's just like, wow. Oh yeah, Oscar Peterson, right. Yeah, Thelonious Monk. Yeah, there's that album that on one side is Thelonious Monk live and the other side is Miles Davis live. Ah, man, what is it? I can't even remember what's on there. I haven't listened to that record in so long. Because I haven't had a turntable in ages. Holy mackerel. And now when I stream things, of course, I don't ever hold the album in my hand, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like I'm missing something sometimes. Being a 60-year-old fart. Okay, let's get into some of these smaller things. Let's do the manila envelope with bubble wrap inside. Okay, I'll do this and then I'll do beard brushing when I come back. But if time permits, I might revisit some crinkling because I like it too. I was thinking of bands, you know, getting away from the sort of jazz thing, and I'm thinking of kind of nostalgic things. Soundgarden and Mudhoney, I like both of those bands quite a bit. They're part of the same sort of Seattle thing that, you know, Nirvana came out of. Trying to think of other bands from back then. Okay, it's break time. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, so we're back. What have I missed? You know, I was never a huge fan of Journey, which, you know, they're a Bay Area band. Oh, thinking of Bay Area stuff, Santana did a lot of stuff up here. Neil Schon was one of his guitarists. It's the guy that went into Journey. I think he found him as a teenager, right? He was like a young kid. But the Police, yeah, the Police are a good band. They're actually a really good band. I mean, the individual members as musicians are just astonishingly good. So I was going to do... Oops. All right. Put your stuff back. Here we go. have I here but a beard brush? But I am no god. Well, unless we all are, you know. Well, your dad, he's like about the age to be my big brother or something, huh? Yeah, I imagine there's, you know, given our similar ages there, well, dude, you do not need to stay silent, man. Type as much as you want, brother. Okay. Let's get on to some brushing, shall we? Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say that before, that he has the same birthday as me. That's crazy. It's kind of cool, though, yeah? I like interesting little, I don't know, coincidental sort of things like that. It can be pretty groovy. Oh, wow, January. All right. So I guess my monthly sort of zodiac thing is Leo, but for the Chinese years, I was born in the year of the snake. So, you know, I don't find much use in, you know, the whole astrological thing as far as, I'm glad you're digging it, Stephanie. Yeah, I need to do some more show and tells. Those seem to be, well, they have been successful in the past, so. Oh, that's another reason why I'm suspicious about the YouTube view counts thing probably being wrong, and that even mind tests don't do well now. You know what I mean? And it's like, that doesn't make sense to me, because the comments I get from everybody are still the same. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I think something's not quite right here, man. Anyway, let's just put these ones away, I guess. I doubt I will do them anymore tonight. Oh, I brought these over, and I haven't been able to figure out a good angle, but I have this. I don't know if you can hear them. I'll open the box in a minute, but well, I appreciate a compliment, Bill. Okay, let's take them out. That seems like it might be too quiet. And now, I'm not really any good at using these. I keep saying I'm going to start using them more habitually because it's good for your hands. Do I have squirrels in my attic? No, I have my sister and her dogs live above me. Oh, you're welcome, James. How's that for a sound? Is that coming through okay? Here, let me put on my headphones. I just realized I can at least get some idea of what the sound is going out. Yeah. Sally, that seemed kind of loud, maybe. So I think the idea is you're supposed to do it and kind of keep them from ringing, right? Let me try my left hand for a bit. I haven't done this in so long. I don't know if I can do it with my left hand still. Yeah, reasonably well. Actually, it's been right around me. It's been pretty okay. 70s, I think. Maybe low 80s, but more like mostly 70s kind of thing. We did have a few days here and there that were kind of uncomfortably warm, but I just stay in my space down here because it's half underground, so it stays cool, which is great for summertime, but not so good in winter. I kind of like this. What do you guys? Do you like it? Yeah, you guys have been getting way worse than us. For every account that I've heard is that you guys are getting temperatures that are like, inland SoCal temperatures, you know what I mean? Like inland desert type. Like out of Borrego or something, you know what I mean? For those of you who know the area, yikes. Actually, no, we're not close to the mountains. I'm close to the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm in a place called Castro Valley, which is from our front porch. I can see the bay and across into like Foster City. I mean, not in any great detail. It's a bit of a distance, but and I wear my hat. Well, yeah, because I do, for whatever reason. Well, whatever. My head, when I don't wear it, sometimes I feel kind of draft air on my head, and it, kind of sometimes makes me get a chill down the back of my neck, and I find that uncomfortable. So that's part of it. And also part of it, I have to cop to, is that I don't like the wispy crap. My head's mostly balding, but I've got this silly wispy crap that I just don't like, but I don't want to cut it off because my hair does weird things, and I don't want to have spiky, cowlicky, wispy crap. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I'm just like, and I don't want to have to fucking maintain it, so I don't want to like shave it or use clippers or anything all the time. I mean, it's just like, Yeah, Borrego's pretty crazy. I haven't been out there since, wow, well, a long time. A couple of decades anyway. More than that. I haven't been to Borrego since I moved back up here after, when I separated from my wife. So it would have been the 90s, the last time I was out in Borrego. Yikes. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but we weren't at Borrego. Where was it at? It was kind of out that way, though. I went with a buddy of mine. Because there was a kind of a resort out that way. It was something Zorro, something Del Zorro, I don't remember. But it was owned by, who was it? Was it the Crocs that owned the paper down there? They're also the people that own McDonald's, I think. Anyway, my friend's dad worked for them, and he was having to go out to that place to do a thing, and so my friend was going to go with him and take his dirt bike, but he had another dirt bike, so I went with him to ride his motorcycle dirt bike. Anyway, there's these cactus out there called Ocotillo cactus, and I went silly off a thing and missed a berm kind of thing, and anyway, flew off the bike and into a Ocotillo cactus, and man, I had needles all over me, man, and my friend had to pull them out, it was miserable. It was just freaking, it was like, oh man, there was just needles all over. It was monstrously horrible. Not a fun time. Yeah, I've got it's a concrete slab is what my floor is. Yeah, I tend to just leave it alone, Ben. It's just, I don't know. Partially because I'm lazy, and partially I've kind of grown accustomed and kind of like the kind of unruly, weird. Yeah, I think I kind of look like that hermit on the top of the hill that people come bugging him for the secret of life. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't know anything. Go away. Leave me alone. I have thought about, just from having conversations with people, that I might, because I'm also here on the live stream, there's been times when people have asked me, if I had any advice for younger people as a 60-year-old guy, and my brain always goes blank, when that kind of thing happens here at the live stream anyway. And so I've been thinking, I think I might try and make a video in earnest to actually come up with, what might be things that I might actually say that, from my vast experience of being a screwball on this planet for 60 years. No, I haven't had any cannabis lately, man. No cannabis lately. Yeah, I do miss it, but, you know, I also have to admit that sometimes it gets the better of me when it comes to things like impulse control. You know what I mean? Like, I'll eat too much junk food. Because typically I don't eat junk food, you know. I mean, every once in a while I get a sweet tooth and I'll get some candy, but I eat a lot more of that kind of stuff when I imbibe with the cannabis. But as much as I miss it, if somebody said you can't ever smoke weed again, I'd be like, it's really disappointing, but, you know, I don't know if it would ruin my world. I mean, it doesn't have anywhere near the same pressure as... Oh, yeah, I didn't do the snack bar wrapper, did I? Okay, you know, when I come back from this break, I will do the tracing, and then I will get the snack bar wrapper. And what else have I not done yet today? What time is it we have? Oh, we don't have much time left, so, yeah. Might as well do those two things for sure. And then maybe I can squeeze in some of the good old chunk of wood. And, you know, and I'm not even going to do another break. It's a long stretch to do a half an hour, but it's only 10 minutes more than normal, you know what I mean? So I think I can manage it. Funk Soul Brother, there you go, my brother. My Funk Soul Brother. There you go, Ben. That is your new moniker. You are my Funk Soul Brother. MFSB, right? Okay, it's time for a break. Okie doke. Switch to be right back. Alright, I'm back. Oh man, don't be doing that to me, man. There, jeez, thank you. Yikes. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this one off. Actually, I'm going to do this. Let's highlight it here. I'm going to do this. And then I will make it be invisible. There we go. And now let's do it here. There we go. Now we don't have to look at it. And so I was going to do tracing. So let's get out this guy here. I don't know why I don't use it more often. Weird Al Yankovic, right? Man, I think the first time I ever heard my Bologna, which was the takeoff on my Sharona, that was his first big thing. He did it in a bathroom when he was going to school at Santa Cruz, I think is where it was. Okay, that's enough tapping on that for the moment. Let's do the tracing, shall we? Let's do numbers first. So I'll go 0 to 9. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, let's do the lowercase letters first. Oops, hang on. If you have some ideas for a new one, Ben, that would be great. But don't feel pressured into it. You know what I'm saying, brother? Because I mean, it's a fine one. I mean, it's okay. It's working. But if you've got some ideas that you think would make it better, then absolutely, man, I would welcome it. Okay, so let's do the small letters first. A, B, C, G, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now let's do the capital letters. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J. Can you guys hear the plane going by? I swear sometimes that gets me ASMR. You know, a plane going by in the distance like that. Oh, where did I leave off? I know. Well, I know I did I. At least I think I'm at about I. So let's say I. J. K. L. M. O. P. Q. R. S. T. U. V. X. Y. And Z. Or Z for those of you who prefer that. Okay, let's see where we're at. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, Ben, that'd be great. You know what, Ben? Let me give it some thought, and I'll send you a message later this week. How's that? Hey, greetings back to you, to Detroit from Castro Valley. Oh, right on, man. We'll go have fun, Ben. And I'm glad you stopped by. And yeah, I'll send you a message about the thing after I kind of give it some thought. So hope to see you next week, man. So what was I going to do? I did the tracing. I was going to maybe do some, you know what I might do instead of the, I'm going to do the skateboard. That's what I'm going to do. There's something else I was going to do and I forgot what it is, but I'm going to do the skateboard. I'll be back. It's under the table. Okay. A skateboard, man. So here we go. The mighty Fiberflex. Will do, Ben. Oh, I got some stuff on my wheel there. What the hell is that? Get off my wheel. I don't want schmutz on my wheel. You know, I need to get like a little electric screwdriver or a Dremel or something. So I could put like some kind of little rubber ball attachment or something on it so I could use that to spin these up. So we get it really fast, you know. Oops, yikes, sorry about that. Holy mackerel. That's a good idea too, MSC. I don't know if I have anything handy that I could use as a cord, but that's not a bad idea. Alright, let's get some more spin on here. Spin this one a little bit. My throat's getting scratchy. There's still tea out of it. Please, I don't need a scratchy throat. Let's do a little bit of tapping here for a sec. I do like that sound. do the good old chunk of wood just for a sec, and then brush on the end grain, and then brush on the mics, and then lullaby. How does that sound? Sounds pretty okay to me. So here we go. Starting off with the pads of my fingers. Go to this side now a little bit. Now I'm going to switch to using my fingernails. Okay. Let's do a couple of minutes of end grain brushing, maybe a little bit more tapping, and then we'll brush some mics. Oh, I just looked at the clock, and it actually engaged my brain with understanding, and I think I'm going to switch to the over there, whispering over here kind of thing there. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start by brushing on, I guess it's your left because it's my right. But while I'm brushing over there, I will be whispering over here. Is there a fly? There's a fly in my room. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Zowie. Anyway, I'm brushing over there while I'm whispering over here. And I'm brushing over there while I'm whispering over here. Like the sound of buzzing flies. The sound of buzzing of bugs really goes. My nervous system doesn't like it. Well, with the exception of, one single bee bugs me. Just like a fly, or mosquitoes with their whiny buzz is even worse. But I do like it, like if I go out in our backyard, which I could probably do about now. They should be all buzzing around in the pepper tree. When it's like bunches and bunches of bees and you get that hum, that's, kind of all of them, fluttering about, the bunches and bunches of the blooms, but that's okay, but just a single buzzing bug really isn't anything I like listening to. Alright, you know what, it's time to do the lullaby, because yep. Do 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 Okay, gang. That's going to be it for tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. I did. I had a good time. And I'm glad you liked the lullaby, Stephanie. And I hope to see you all. I hope to see you all next Saturday. And I'm not sure what Monday is. Well, it'll be something. There'll be something coming out the day after tomorrow. Anyway, aloha, siblings.